And it says I am live. Okay, well, if you're having to be watching me, this is chat party number 37 on a Sunday, very gloomy Sunday. I've got all the lights on, hoping to make up for the darkness. But anyhow, I am really concerned about my hair. I was looking at it before I came on here, and I'm going like, holy cow, if I got to go in front of millions of people with hair like this, I don't know. I'm afraid. So if you're just joining me, kind of disregard the hair if you can, and maybe we'll get on to some topics and have some guests and all that kind of stuff, such as Dave the Pickup Artist. Hello, how are you today, sir? Oh, I need to put a link up here too. Let's see. Poof. Does that work? Come on. Yeah, sometimes having a link up there helps. Yeah, there it goes. Okay. Links up there. So if anybody wants to come on and share the screen with me, you're welcome to. And we talk mostly music, and this being McCartney 3 weekend, I'm sure everybody's had a listen by now and stuff. And let us welcome our first guest. It's Rachel the Music Man. How do? How do? Uh-oh, no. Hello, Rachel.
Where am I?
There you are.
Hi, John.
I was like, oh, something is seriously wrong here. So I can see, but I cannot hear. Oh, something is wrong. Are you? I think Rachel's delayed.
Can you hear that?
I hear that.
All right, we're good.
I think we're good. Or are you just messing with me, maybe?
No, you know what? I was in the wrong thing. I was over in my YouTube, and then now I'm here proper. Good to see you. Happy Sunday.
Yes, it's happy McCartney 3.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I know you went out looking. There wasn't that much success, but I did love your artwork for McCartney 3.
You have to have something to hold up,
Flip the back. Show that beautiful back shot. Oh my God.
But
very creative.
That's the thing. When you're going to do a review and talk about it, everybody holds it up and going like, oh no, what am I going to do? I'll make one.
Yeah, it's good to see you, Doc. Yeah, I'm such a fan. I think the world of you. I think you're such a kind-hearted fella and such a good sense of humor. Yeah, you really do. You deliver. You deliver, my friend.
Oh wow! Just don't look at my hair.
I like the hair. I like the hair.
Horrible.
I never had hair like that. Mine's because I was straight and thin. I got straight and thin hair. Can't do a thing with it.
Yeah, but today I must have used a cheap shampoo.
You got like a Bobby Gas thing going. Yours has just got the natural pigment in it. Bobby's has gone shock white. But,
yeah,
he's got that great head of hair, too.
I was going to say he's got less pigment. Yeah.
Well, he's got less now, but you can tell when he was a young buck, it was all there.
But no, ever since this morning, like I take a shower. I don't use a hair dryer or anything. I just comb it back and it dries naturally. Well, today I'm thinking, like, gee, how's my hair doing? I'm going like this. I'm going like, holy cow, and I've tried several times to mat it down. Hello, Stephen Schnee. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Link is there if you'd like to come on. Yeah, so I look like, I don't know. So something that
you look good. You look good, son.
Thank you. I look like somebody who put their finger in the electric socket, and it was like up like that. And even just before I came on here, I was no, I'm about to go in front of millions of people with hair like this. Maybe I should wear a hat, so please disregard the hair.
You look great. You look great. Hey, Day Tripper.
Yeah, Day Tripper.
Greg.
Yes, and look, so's Flip the Disc.
Yeah, that's Greg. Flip the Disc is Greg. He's in Lancashire, England.
Yeah. I have a terrible visual about this.
That won't end well. No.
That would be awkward. Besides, he's preparing for his own show coming on after this one. Everybody's got a show now. So
it's a great idea. They're a lot of fun to do.
Yes, and the Matthew Street interview this morning. Thumbs up.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, and a big thanks to Stephen Schnee for helping facilitate me and Matthew getting together for that.
You know, and I know Matthew didn't necessarily want to necessarily tell the Ringo story again, but I love the Ringo story.
Hi, Kimba.
So he did get through that. Hello, Mr. Bean. How are you?
Tiedyed's music junkie.
And Kimba's here. Hey!
Kimba, the ever-loving Kimba.
Excellent. I'm trying not to wreck my mouse this week.
It was my second best because I had previously interviewed Stephen Schnee.
Oh, I thought the first best was Richard Dolan.
Richard Dolan was a bit of a legendary classic.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
The Beatle Boy 909 is also, man, I was laughing for that one.
And the Ringo story was amazing. I did not mind hearing it again. So that's always a fun listen to oh my gosh. Rachel's new avatar.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Artwork created by Eric Weinbender.
Nice. Yes. I once drew my own avatar, but I got tired of it. Changed to Shemp and then changed to 1950s Disney Goofy. So
Did you ever get into comic books as a kid?
Oh yes. Not so much like the funny animal kind, but the superhero stuff.
Yeah. Did you have a favorite superhero?
The Flash.
Ooh.
The Flash.
Yeah, Barry Allen.
I wanted to do that. I wanted to run fast too. How was McCartney 3? It's all right. It's okay. I've listened to it twice, and sure, there are some dogs on it, and that sort of thing. But overall, I think it's a fun listen because it's like McCartney's doing everything himself, and he's basically just fooling around in the studio. And you kind of get that idea that he's just diddling around and coming up with stuff. He might have a good song or two in his repertoire, that he maybe works on a little harder than others. But otherwise, it's a pretty fun listen to a legend in the studio, just fooling around, just making music for something to do. At least
Tom picked it up. Tom, did you pick up a copy?
Yeah, was everybody hold up their? Oh, well, okay. So, but I've learned though, especially from the Egypt Station debacle, if you want to call it that everyone rushed out and got it. And yes, I have. Oh, there. Yes, I bought my Egypt Station too. But what happens a few months later? Oh no, more songs come out and you have to buy it all over again and all that sort of thing. So why buy it now? Because we know there's going to be another dozen songs. It's already been said. He had about 25 songs ready for this album. We got 11. So what's going to happen, say February, March, or by gosh, we'll get the other one. So yeah, I got the one that has all the extra songs that all the people didn't get the first time around. So
who's your favorite artist now? Like if I was saying, who's your favorite band? Who's your favorite solo artist? What would the answer be from you? Beatles for the band, but who would be your favorite solo artist in 2020?
Good question. So, you mean something released in 2020 or?
No, just if I were to ask you, hey, who's your favorite guy? Who would you go to or gal? Whoever your favorite solo artist that you go, I'm actually quite excited to go pick up. This would be on my to get list right now.
I ended up buying a Tom Petty greatest hits, which I thought was kind of strange of me. So, we want to find out more about 80s music junkie. He's a mystery. So, but no, I really didn't buy too much.
Was it this Tom Petty or a different one?
It's the earlier one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You know what's surprisingly good, Doc? It's this one. This is surprisingly good. An American Treasure, Tom Petty. It's 2 discs. It comes in various flavors. You can get it like a 4D CD, a 6 CD. This is a 2 CD version, but it's very, very, very good. Surprisingly good. Surprisingly good. In fact, I compare. It's comparable to his greatest hits. It's all his sleeper stuff. Incredible. Deep track Tom Petty goodness. And I'm not the biggest Tom Petty fan in the world, but this was a really good album. I learned about it from Shannon D. Shannon Talks Music, her channel. She talked about it, so I picked it up. I was not disappointed.
I did not know there were dedicated Tom Petty channels out there.
There are. Well, she's not dedicated to Tom Petty, but she is a big Tom Petty fan.
See, Music Junkie is new to the YouTube account thing, and he's found us. Isn't that amazing?
God. Well, you found a good channel right here in Doc Dawkins.
And you know what? People, when they first sign on to YouTube, I'm sure they're not come looking for me. They're looking for kittens and gaming and.
Well, no, 80s music junkie. He's looking for music. He's a music guy.
Well, he just bought George Harrison's original.
George Harrison album called George Harrison.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. It's from eBay for £4.50. That's a lot of money, I guess.
Yeah, George is self-titled.
Yeah, okay. Everything's all over here. I'd have to reach to grab anything. So, and get up. Oh my gosh. So, but we'll try to stay seated for the moment. Day Tripper says the official McCartney 3 that I got does not have any artwork. It's just the disc. Interesting. Huh. I'm playing Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
That's gaming, isn't it? I guess. But, like even when I started on YouTube, I didn't start with music stuff. I was just looking up stuff that you'd hear people would saying, did you see such and such happened? And, you could probably see it on YouTube afterwards. And that's where I first started on YouTube, looking up stuff that people were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And then I discovered other stuff. It's like how Matthew Street was saying, like, there's more to YouTube than just what you start out with. You start searching, and then you find out different things.
Yeah.
You discover people, and it's crazy. It's just like that. I
was the Beatles. I started looking at Beatles stuff first. That was the first thing I discovered. Looking at Beatle videos and stuff like Revolution, and looking at the performances. And then I found out the records, and then the last thing was the vinyl community to come along. But I was all in the Beatles gate.
Oh yeah, well the first Beatles guy, I call us Beatle guys. The first Beatle guy I found was Mr. Mayo, and from him I met Beatle Brad. From him Matthew Street, and I just.
Yeah, all those big names. Mark P is another one. Mark goes under the radar a bit, but I like to mention him. He's a good channel too.
He's got the coolest Beatles Christmas tree. Mark
does, yeah.
Mark P does. I was like, look at that Beatles Christmas tree. Whoa.
So, what about yourself? Like, do you describe yourself as one of the Beatle channels, or do you describe yourself? You're kind of comedic, like you do. The pop testing, and you're going out, you're searching for music and stuff, futile, usually without success.
Well,
of late.
There are stupid record stores around here. So,
and the Looney Tune things, and the Three Stooges, and there's a lot of humor that you bring with a unique touch.
Well, it's just the idea that even when I started on this, I had no idea what to do. This is basically a game for me, or a toy.
Yeah.
Put something up and see what happens. See what people watch. And in the meantime, I was watching, even before watching Beatles people, I was watching what I call the adventure people, and they'd go to Disneyland and they'd go to roadside attractions. And I
Oh,
thought,
yes. Yeah.
I could do that. Well, no. But that kind of fell through sort of. And
You did a couple of adventure videos that were quite interesting.
I tried. I went to local stuff and that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. But who cares? Nobody cares.
I've got my genealogy mad. If you ever see me show up here in the peanut gallery, I'll be genealogy mad. I'm kind of banned across YouTube as from commenting as a civilian.
Yeah. Ooh, what's this? He flipped the disc and started uploading his recordings from live gigs.
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds interesting. Neat. Mike Mason's here. Hello, what's up?
That's so interesting. Mike Mason's from my part of the world. He's over in Coquitlam, British Columbia. He's cheering for Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That is so weird to me. Hey, Greg, man, good to see you.
Oh, Greg Mason's here too. Hello, Howard. Everybody. Everybody. Yeah, well, my point was this changed everything. This. Because
that one disc?
That one disc, because like as I said, I tried to be going around to different locales, and then I thought, well, maybe I could be a Beatle people. So I put up a couple things. Nobody really cared. Then Egypt Station came out, and there was such a backlash against it when it first came out, and I thought so too. So I thought, well, why don't I do a video about how much I love Egypt Station? And then like you're watching the returns on it. There's almost like the ratings, right?
Yeah.
And I'm watching like, okay, let's see who's going to watch this one. Oh, 50, 100, 200, 500. It goes over 1,000 within a day or two. And I'm going like, I think I just found my future.
Wow. Yeah.
It was amazing. So, yeah, Egypt Station was the one that put me in the forefront.
Well, I haven't looked at your sub count for a while. Let's see what you got. Oh, you are now 854 peeps right now.
Holy cow!
That's a lot of people, Doc, when you think about it. Picture that, all 854, whatever, at a room, in one room, like a venue. That's a lot of people you're entertaining, quite frankly.
I would have never thought that 3 years ago.
I like your little pal Boo Boo. I think that teamwork goes well. I think there's good humor in that.
I haven't seen Boo Boo in a month or two now, and I had 2 cans of pop to try out, and they both went stale.
Oh no, you don't want that.
Well, but Boo Boo has really strange hours. He's working in a what do you call it? I want to retirement villa, I guess.
Yeah.
And his hours are really strange, so it's very hard to get together with him to do stuff.
Hey, Jeff. That's Jeff. Speaker's Corner. He's right around your part of the world.
He is?
He's an Ontario boy.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, but
I know you're Windsor. You're south. You're near Nerica.
Well, yeah, I'm basically Detroit, really.
Yeah, you're just on the other side of the bridge.
Yes, but that was the one thing I was going to say, like how I can't get a hold of stuff anymore is because since COVID, the border has been closed. So I can't get
pain over. In the ass. The whole thing's a pain in the butt.
It is. Hello, Proghat. He loves Led Zeppelin too.
Number 2 is the one he's going with right now.
Oh, okay, I got you.
I just listened to that 2 days ago.
What a whole lot of love. Yeah, all that kind of stuff. Oh, look at this. Paul was on
How is everybody? How are you, Doc?
I'm good. I didn't know Paul was on TV today.
Yeah.
Oh, he was? Oh, wow. I missed that show.
Yeah, a friend of mine from Facebook went and commented on it. I'm not on Facebook anymore, but he just mentioned, Paul did the TV spot.
Hey,
Tom, what's up? What's up, Tom?
Look
Vinyl Shack. Yeah. Hey, does Tom have a YouTube channel?
Well, actually, yes, he does.
Okay.
He was posting snippets from McCartney 3 on his channel at the couple months ago.
Hey, Mike.
Mike. Hey, hello everyone. Yes, I'm trying to save my mouse because last
Down,
week
down, down, down. No, I'm just kidding, Doc.
I dropped my mouse, and through the rest of the show here, I couldn't get it. I was like, I better not do that anymore. So I have to reach to do
Doc,
something.
whatever you do, don't get Egyptian station and throw it behind you. That's all. No, don't do it. Please don't.
Oh my God.
Everybody loves that game. That's what I think the first time I threw it, everybody went, "My God, what did you just do?"
Well, yeah, the last time I dropped my mouse when you did that.
Talking the radar.
Oh man.
I'm not sure what that means. Ooh. The loud on
That's
stereo.
That's a Captain Beefheart reference.
Wow.
Have you heard of that one, Doc? Rachel, Doc and the radar station or something?
What album's it off of?
That's what it's called. Something Doc at the radar station or something.
Well, I don't think it has anything to do with me.
No, it doesn't.
But I was going to say, like, throwing an Egypt station, that's one of most people's most favorite jokes. Other than, hey, what am I giving for, how many Egypt stations do you have? Hey. It's like a deck of cards. Everybody has several.
Now, how'd you get all those? What's the story on those things?
On the Egypt stations?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, back when it came out, everybody was buying, well, just like McCartney 3, everybody had multiple copies.
Right.
So like it says, okay, I've got multiple copies. But to do the joke, like, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I've grabbed my mouse and blow myself up a little. There we go. Okay. Everybody goes like, oh, look, you've got Egypt Station. Yeah, right.
Well, that's really creative, though. It looks like the real deal. Totally.
Yeah, it does. I mean, you really got me when you showed me all those copies. I was thinking you were a big fan of it.
Oh, look at Doc's doing the Edward holding the album and loving the album thing. Well, that's not how Edward does it. Edward does it like this. And nobody does it as good as Edward, but that's the thing.
That'd probably be a T-shirt Ray would make.
Oh, there's Von Richie.
ID. He wants ID. Got to show ID.
Why?
Get Richie up here.
Yeah, wait a minute. I'm behind on some things here. Let's see how many copies of Flaming Pie? 1. That's enough. Egypt Station causes Transformers movie explosions. could be. Which album was worst? Egypt Outhouse or Mucka 3?
Ooh. I don't know. I only heard that one song.
Ooh, God.
I'm still waiting for my copy.
That is a. I'd be really hard to answer that. Richie speaks in code. She's watching the Rams and Jets. Oh. Ed, I see that Jethro Tull sets in the back. I've got them all.
Those are beautiful that Ed has. He showed them. They are really nicely done. They're beautiful. Show a couple, Ed, just so people can see.
They're loaded with good stuff. They're loaded with good stuff.
But the packaging is beautiful. They're attractively packaged.
Mike Preco says Egypt Station is the
Show Ed. Just hold one up for the kids.
Walk like an Egyptian.
How about Stormwatch? It's one of my favorite albums.
So look at this packaging.
Wow.
They're beautifully done.
Yeah, but how does that fit on your rack?
Well, I put it on the shelf up here. And they come with these awesome booklets.
Yeah.
Just
That is
loaded
beautiful.
with great photos.
Yes, it's Mr. Bean.
Yeah, those are gorgeous, Edward.
Thank you, Rachel.
Are they still in print?
Some of them, they go out of print real quick.
Yeah, because people buy them up.
Oh, I thought that Egypt station was green, Mike Mason. I didn't know it was red. Well,
I have just the
glad
black
you're drinking.
vinyl version of Egypt Station.
Wow. Because Mike Precoat says, I have all of those on vinyl.
Yeah, and they're nice to have.
Hmm.
But I do like the packaging on the ones Ed showed. There you go. Oh, God. This is awful. Hey, Doc, you don't have the magic part.
I like Doc. I want Doc's copy of McCartney 3. I like it. Oh,
Look
man.
at the back
Oh, my
photo of
goodness,
Paul.
Doc. That is really good.
I says, that's what a fifth grader would probably do. So,
Doc, you need to email me that artwork so I can make my own homemade version of it.
I did it so quick, I didn't even draw the dice right. Because I just.
Yeah, it's pretty good, though.
But anyway, what is Led Zeppelin 2 is okay, but much prefer the first album.
Yeah, a lot of people like the first album, but I've been a fan of number 2.
I'm more a fan of House of the Holy and Physical
That's a good
Graffiti.
one.
Yeah, both.
House of the Holy is great. They're all good. I like all this
It could have
stuff.
been a threefer, you know. But
Yeah.
those two are my favorites. So I used to bring them to college and amaze the kids in the library. Like, look what I got! I got Physical Graffiti. Ooh, you know, you can look through the windows and see different stuff. Oh, you know.
I think when my mom saw me with that album cover, she says, "That's evil."
It is. It is evil. Like, look what they're doing in those little windows there. Ew.
I had to sneak stuff into my record collection when I lived at home.
Edward, what is this? Edward, I don't approve of this. I don't.
She would come home. She would come home and we'd be blasting one of those albums. She goes, "You're playing that music again."
Get that back to the record store where you gotta get your money back, Edward. So,
Oh my goodness.
okay, D Tripper says, "Nice job, Doc. Thank you."
Yeah, it is.
He's no fan of number 2. I just flush it away.
Don't flush it away. Come on,
Like,
Preco.
a lot of good stuff on there. A lot of good stuff.
Okay, we're meeting halfway, kind of there.
There we go. There's some good ones to mention.
Yes. My mom was pretty cool with whatever music I brought home. Pretty much. My mom didn't care.
My mom's a sweetheart, though. I love her. I understand where she was coming from.
It was my dad who probably like, what the heck are you listening to? It's the Osmonds, Dad. It's okay. One bad apple.
I've got some good news, Doc, about our friend Robert P. Robert P. has been busy making me some Led Zeppelin, like the box set Led Zeppelin. He's not Led Zeppelin, Rolling Stones. So I'm looking forward to getting that.
And their mono. That's going to not be nice.
Yeah, it's so I'm very thankful. So, and he says, like, all you have to do is pay for the materials and the cost of shipping it out, and I'll make it for you. So I said, yeah, let's do that, please, if you could. So I'm very much looking forward to it. I just bought It's Only Rock and Roll on vinyl, so it's nice to have that back in the collection. My Stones are slowly growing, both vinyl and, of course, these with the CD thing, because that'll cover all the early stuff for me. There's just a few albums I really want to get, about four more outside of that period.
Richard, do you like It's Only Rock and Roll? It's one of my favorites.
I like this comment here. Egypt Station is the side effects of dehydration.
That's what can happen.
Oh, brother.
It's just, what a great meeting this morning. Our speaker was live on Zoom all the way from Zimbabwe by way of Massachusetts.
Hmm.
He was talking about at Jehovah's Witness Kingdom Hall. He was
Yeah.
at the
Okay.
Kingdom Hall.
That's what I kind of thought.
We'll have to put the link back up for.
Young Jack Trax.
Yeah. Come on, Jack's Trax.
Jumping Jack Trax. He's a guess. Look out. Ooh.
Ow. Ooh.
Rachel, is that one of your favorite? Do you like that album though? It's Only Rock and Roll.
Richard or Doc, do you mean?
No, I mean Rachel. I was saying to you. So it's Only
Oh,
Rock
yeah,
and
I
Roll.
love it. I love it.
Yeah,
I had it back in the day. I bought it when it first came out. Now it's back in the collection. Yeah, if Jack comes up here, I want to show him something about David Bowie. I got a David Bowie thing to show him. I told him I was going to show him last night, but time didn't allow in the situation. But I'm going to do a demonstration here.
Okay.
Well, wait. I want to add one new person to our little group here.
All right. Yeah.
My friend and yours, Mr.
Hi,
Mayo.
folks.
Hey, Joe.
Hi.
Hey, Joe, how are
hello.
you today?
Doing pretty good. And yourself?
Doing good.
Good. What's a good word, everyone?
You haven't been slipping on that ice outside, have you?
Yeah, right. Holy cow. I'm sorry. I hope I didn't interrupt. I heard somebody speaking when I was
Oh,
coming.
no.
Yeah. Look, everybody sing hello.
Hello. Yeah, I just shot a video before he came on here, and I wanted to upload it, but I saw Doc was on, so here I am.
Yes.
And I'll give a spoiler. I just combed my hair down for a Beatles mop for the video, and McCartney Mystery Wax.
Ooh.
That's the video.
Yeah, because you've got a few already. You had your pink one, and
Yeah. I got suckered in. I wasn't good. Yeah, I love your version too, Doc. That's really unique. It's a CD rarity.
I like his version too.
Yeah, I wasn't going to get sucked in. I wasn't, but it just got me because I don't know. It seems like it's going to be a once in a lifetime thing. I hope so. I mean, Egypt Station was insane, but this is more crazy. And I'm having a good time. Everybody's having a good time, So who knows? Is it his last album? You never know. But I just said, you know what? I'm just having fun. So, and I'm a collector, and I dig all the colors. So I'm like, do it.
Tom wants to know.
and like you said on your rant video about, it's your money. You can do with it what you like to do. If you want to,
Yeah.
it's your business.
Although I'm not, and I can't spend some of these astronomical prices. I mean, some of these ones that are sold out are ridiculous.
Norma Maslow got in on the ground floor with the Third Man Records yellow pressing, so that's already selling for $2,500. Some bloody thing on
Yeah,
eBay.
that one is the one most desired. And I wish I had gotten in early on that because that was the coolest one I think out of all of them. So.
I know Target has the green vinyl version, and I'm going to try to go check them out to see if they still have some.
Right. Yeah, they were stocking them there. People have bought them there. Yeah.
Everybody got one. We don't have Target here anymore. They closed up like.
Yeah, we're out. We lost.
Please, Doc, move. Move. I feel so sorry for you every time you sit in that car. Oh, I'm gonna go and see what they got. Nothing. They don't have anything. Or now that everybody's locked down.
Already to the border.
Well, the thing is, I was explaining before that I used to go over to Detroit and all stuff to get stuff, but now with the border closed and I've lost access to my U.S. mailing address and everything, so I can't get anything. So I used to have everything sent to Detroit, and I'd go over and pick it up. But now with the border closed and all that sort of stuff, it's just throwing everything right out the window.
Yeah.
And our
it's insane.
It is, and record stores are not stocking. I didn't even see that Taylor Swift album. What's the deal with that?
How do you like that Eminem move? Did you hear about that?
No.
I think it's funny. Well, the story being that supposedly Taylor Swift arranged it so that her and Paul weren't going to conflict with their releases or something, and then Eminem will release a surprise album. To trip her up.
Like, ha ha.
Yeah, I'm kind of confused by that Taylor Swift release, and this is what I mean by it. I thought it already had come out before because my local record store were selling signed copies of it.
Ooh.
And I thought, oh, it must be a new one. But then here again, last week or the week before, it's being released. So that kind of confused me.
Oh, this is a new album, her second album this year in 5 months. So she must have worked.
So it's the same. It's the one called Folklore, right? That the one?
Yeah.
Look, Vinyl Richie. I really like Vinyl Richie's comment. I respect this totally. I love it. He says he was expecting McCartney 3 to be a turd. I think it's pretty good. It has a couple of wanker songs on each side, but it has songs that I really like. Paul surprised me. That's all I ask. You know, I'm not Paul's agent, but I was ready. I had the axe or the X-Acto knife, if you will. I mean, I was ready to go. I mean, I'd say this thing, man, just like I call driving rain thriving pain. I was ready, but I enjoy it. I really do.
Well, it is a fun listen.
Yeah, I know you call it thriving pain, but I'm a fan of it. I like driving rain.
I'm sorry about that. I didn't want to upset you. No.
I'm not upset. I mean, I can appreciate other people's comments about. So, I mean, you know, not all of us are going to like everything Paul McCartney does.
That's the world. That's the world.
Well,
Hi, Jack.
I like the record.
Hi, Jack.
Jackie, did you get your McCartney 3?
Okay, so I have a bit of a story. I listened to it when it first came out. Much like other people, I wasn't expecting it to be. I had expectations for it, but they weren't very high. That's all I'm going to say. And I listened to it, and I was very pleasantly surprised. What is it called? Long-tailed winterbird. Is that the first one? I thought that was amazing. Find My Way is great.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
The Lavatory Lil is really good. Sliding is really good. And then the last track that's kind of like a sequel, if you will, to the first track. When Winter Birds, When Winter Comes or something. Those were the standout tracks for me. The only one that was completely I can't listen to is Pretty Boys. That's the only track I just can't listen to.
I'm okay with Pretty Boys. The one that I'm having trouble with is one that everybody loves as usual, and it's called Deep Deep Feeling.
Oh, I like that one. I like that one as well.
Yeah, but I'm starting. You know, I'm coming around to it more and more. I'm starting. It's at over 8 minutes. Doc knows it, right? And it's I don't know. It's more of a layered thing. You have to kind of like be sitting back and just like be taken away by it. It's not a pop song.
It lingers too long for me. It's too long for me.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Especially with the whole bass drum thing in the middle. I think I don't know. I think that whole like just solid bass drum with Paul's vocals. I don't at 78 years old or how old he is. I don't. Thanks. I don't think that's the way to do it. Do a bass drum and then just vocals. I don't know. But a lot of people love it. I'm okay with it, but it's just too long for me.
Yeah, he should cut it short.
Well, you know, I always say it's not the length for me in itself. Like, for example, I love something like Desolation Row by Bob Dylan or something like that.
Yeah.
It's long.
Right. Good song.
You know, or whatever it might be. If I'm not digging it, it's long. You know?
Yeah. If it's not something that you're really willing to listen, like you really want to listen to, it's going to feel too long. Like The Doors, every song of theirs is freaking 10 minutes, but I pretty much love every song by them. So and Rush, obviously. 2112 is 20 minutes long. So
wait, no. All right, I won't say anything about that song. I'll tell you a funny story.
That's too long for me as a huge Rush fan. But
do you know my funny story about that? I mean, I don't know Rush except for, I know Tom Sawyer, which I like, and probably some other ones. But I remember one time in the last year or so, I'm in the car, and there's this Breakfast with the Beatles show. Okay. And it's supposed to come on at 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's getting near 8 o'clock, and they're playing this, to me, no offense to you, god-awful, never-ending noise song, and I'm like, what is this? And I didn't like it at all. Plus, it was cutting into the show. Then I didn't know after the show was going to be preempted. And this song went over the 8 o'clock mark. Like, when I find out what this song is, not just because it was cutting into the show, but I didn't like it at all. So who is this and what is this? I got to remember it. And it was that song.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. That was a sad day, but
I don't blame Eric. I really don't. I'm sorry. Hello and goodbye. I don't blame him because I feel guilty. And when sometimes Richard Dolan comes in, but in this case, we do have the new album, so I figured it would be talked about somewhat.
Yeah.
And this being release weekend, well, what else is in the news? Eminem. Yeah. So, yeah.
I do like one song that I heard. I don't want to hear the rest of it, but the one song I did like that I heard on McCartney 3 was the one, I think it's called Women and Wives.
I love that song. It's not my favorite. And the thing about it is his voice. That's one of the ones where his voice is the most telling that it's aged and compromised.
Yes.
And the funny thing is, I'm loving it that way. I'm suddenly like, I wouldn't have it any other way. Like, if he sang that song as a 21-year-old or something, 30-year-old, I don't think that I would enjoy it as much. It fits the music, the piano ballad.
Well, yeah, but as it stands now, when the music starts, I always take it as the human voice is another instrument. If you have one bad instrument, it ruins the song. So
you're not a fan, right?
It's playing all right, and then you get this wonky voice on there, like, oh.
Hear me, women and wives.
Yeah, that
Hear me, husband and lovers. Like that. And to me, I guess I love it that way.
For a counter opinion, I don't like the album at all in any way, shape.
You heard it? I didn't even know. Oh my! I said this not even thinking that you heard it.
Yeah, I've heard it all. I don't like it at all.
I caught 6 targets the other day, and nobody had it.
And I'm a bit, I'm huge Beatles fan. I just, Joe, I just interviewed Matthew Street this morning, and I was like, how'd you get into the community? And he goes, it was Joe Mayo. That was my guy, Joe Mayo, and then it was Ed King's Court for his Elvis stuff, and there's Tim Allen.
Tim Allen. Yeah. And the reason I say it, Rachel, if I can cut it, is because I did watch some of it before I made my video. I saw it was up. And I watched some of it. I bounced around. I want to watch the whole thing. He really is a good speaker.
Yeah,
he really speaks well.
Guy.
He was entertaining. Yeah, I watched the thing in the background as well. It was entertaining. I think the only one I didn't listen to all the way through was the Beetle Boy one.
Beetle Boy 909. That's one of the greatest, most powerful interviews ever conducted.
I want to thank you, Rachel, because I'm saying it's just going to sound like I'm being funny, but there's nothing I've been wanting more than know every little thing about Mason. I wanted to know everything there is to know about Mason, and there it was.
And we delivered.
I'm the exact opposite, Joe. So I don't need to know a single thing about an 18-year-old in Texas, okay?
Hello, Mike. Patricia.
You know what's great, Joe, is you do have a fella down here like Vinyl Richie. Now, Vinyl Richie's a punk and rock and roller guy, right? He's a Beatles fan, though. He is a Beatles fan. And he's the guy that runs around wearing a shirt that says, when I grow up, I want to be like Joe Mayo, which I thought was like one of your actual purchase. He just made the damn thing because he's a bit of a Beatles Joe Mayo fan. So anyway, so many of us came in the door watching your show because that's how I got into the YouTube, was watching the Beatles channels. It was you and Larry Grace and all this. And Matthew Street was saying basically the same thing.
Right.
I go, yeah. And then, of course, later, and then we learned about Marv Beatle, Vinyl 85. And,
who was here before me.
Beatle Brad. Oh, yeah, I know. But I don't know what it was. Maybe you did the topic or whatever it was. But you were the one that many of us, and that's my doorway to the vinyl community, is through my Beatles, love of Beatles. I'm a hardcore Beatle maniac for a lifetime.
The first video I ever watched on vinyl on YouTube was I didn't even search for it because I wasn't into vinyl this time. I had a few CDs, but I wasn't even listening to it. I was just scrolling through my thing, and record collection in shrink wrap came up. When you're at the record store looking through like shrink wrapped records and like
That big collection, right? And
yeah,
Joe,
and Super Joe
that's
is
my
doing it
biggest
all the time.
most watched video. Apparently, most people see that video.
Yeah, it goes on everyone's recommended. So, Dead Wax wants me to chill out.
Deadwax 66. Hello, my friend. How you doing?
Chill out.
No, he says we go back a long way. I have some vague recollections, some comments, but I've seen other comments since, on certain chats and things. Whatever. I'm too happy to be bothered by those things. I'm in a good mood, So
That's awesome, Joe. Let's
be happy, everybody.
Good things that way. Keep that happening.
Yeah, Joe's channel was the one I used to watch a lot about Beatle stuff. I didn't know about the other guys like Matthew or Beatle Brad, but he would talk about them. But I was just always watching Joe's videos. I like that he showed those. I call them Italian import Beatle albums because I don't want to say the B word because, but I think you know what I mean. But he has a really nice collection of those records.
Well, don't forget, what I was influenced by a lot of people. Some of them are not here anymore, but one of them was Mr. Hall of Fame, who's still around. I don't know.
Yeah, he's still.
And there was somebody named Sun Dodger One. He doesn't really make videos anymore. His named Gary. And I'm trying to think of the earliest days. Yeah, and I said, I want to do this. This looks like fun, Let's do it, Merry Christmas, Dead Wax, sir.
Yeah.
But you branded the Beatles. I mean, you were one of the first big Beatle channels. That was the thing.
Yeah, well,
like you carved that niche out for yourself.
Yeah, it's I love the Beatles, obviously, but then I started trying to do other things. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Some people like other changing around. Some people won't watch other videos. You do what you feel right about doing.
Well, you do your movies as well. You're a Universal horror fan. That's another one of your things. And we all know Joan Jett's near and dear to you. So.
Yeah, Joan Jett, which is pretty far, I would think, pretty far away from the Beatles. It's not really. I mean, although it's kind of like record music, right? Look at me talking music. Like I know technical stuff. I don't know. Like when I'm doing these reviews and things, I don't know the names of everything. Like some people will say, "Boy, Paul's on that Stratocaster and he's doing that." I don't know what the hell he's playing. I don't have any idea.
Yeah, but people think Joe is an authority on things.
No, that's another thing. Please.
He's not. He knows.
Yeah, but he does by default because of the sheer exposure to the music and the collectibles and all this stuff. The people that specialize in a specific genre, a specific band, they get labeled with that whether they want it or not. Well, Joe Mayo says, and that's it's a 1-to-1 correlation. It's a natural byproduct of having a channel such as that. And hell, the man's MeanMrMayo. Every Beatle fan in the world goes.
Right. Well, some people my whole thing is they say, "Oh, you're an authority on the Beatles. You know so much about the Beatles." I do, but the way I look at it is I'm learning things from people too all the time. It's like, I know some stuff that others may not know right away, and I don't know stuff that others know. I mean, you're learning all the time. That's how I look at it.
But you're right.
True enough. Absolutely.
You're right at the forefront, and people look to you for news. Because when I watch, like the live streams and stuff, people were asking, "Hey, where's that All Things Must Pass thing? Where's it?" Like as if you are an inside in the record company.
Right. Yeah. During the chats, people say that, right? It will.
It's like, do you think Paul really meant when he made whatever? Like, how would you know? But
no, don't know if he.
No, people look to you as though you have an insider's view on everything.
And not vinyl in general with me. Like the thing is,
Dead Wax, you're so silly. I do not censor you at all.
There was somebody. Well, I won't say who, but somebody who once said, everywhere I hear, you're like the big vinyl guy. You're the big vinyl guy. And I told him, I said, no, I'm not. I don't know why. I'm not. I don't consider myself that at all. In general, I'm not. That would probably be Mazzy or somebody. Mazzy CDs.
Yeah. He did a series of CDs videos where he's like, I not agree with him on that. Sometimes just having a CD of greatest hits is good enough for me.
These guys are so sensitive. I do not ignore you, Vinyl Richie, or Dead Wax. And I like them both.
Yeah.
And I could even learn things from younger people. Like, for example, Ethan? Ethan Alexanian. Anybody know Ethan?
No.
He has a Fans on the Run channel where he's
nice channel. I like the name.
Interviewing like kind of like what Rachel's doing now. He's been doing he's interviewing like certain fans and things. And during the interview, he taught me he just turned 18. So
Wow.
some things I didn't really catch on right away that he told me about.
Cool. That's cool.
Meet your Brad. I gotta say, oh my god, it's an honor. It's an honor.
I gotta say that was funny. I gotta say it.
Brad, Brad. It's an absolute honor.
Who's doing that? Is that you, Rachel? Who's doing that? I gotta say, when that video by Ray came out, I thought that was funny. I gotta be honest with you.
Viral. Beetle Brad isn't here, is he? Did I miss something?
I don't know.
He's too busy.
I got a spot for him.
Oh man!
And the thing about the Vinyl Richie T-shirt, Mr. Mayo T-shirt, since it was brought up, I mean, I didn't know about it. Somebody said, "Oh, check it out." Oh, somebody, check this out, and I did. And I went over. I said, oh, "That's interesting," but how do you take it? I don't know, but there it is.
He says it was totally done out of love. He's a fan.
Out of love.
No, he says he's a fan. He says so right here in the chat. Doc, pull that comment up from Vinyl Richie.
No, I think, yeah, okay, I believe him. I think I saw it earlier, maybe.
Yeah, there it is. The zero, there it is.
Hear me, women and wives. Hear me, husbands and lovers.
I prefer your version, I gotta tell you.
What we do with our lives seems to matter to others. How's that for a lyric?
Bought it for another half a year, I bet, because
there's some truth to that first verse.
Yeah. Mark my words, there'll be some more McCartney 3 out before.
I hope there's not another McCartney. I think it's cool to have a trilogy of that. That's all. I don't
need another McCartney.
There will be.
I wonder if Rachel doesn't like this one, what she's going to think of McCartney 4. That's my.
I hope there's not going to be one.
Is Paul McCartney going to do part 2, The Husband and Wives?
Hey, listen, I don't hate Paul McCartney. So when Paul does a new album or Ringo, I'm all okay. Let's go.
What about Ringo's song?
Good. I didn't mind it. Ringo sounds good. Ringo sounds great.
I like it.
I like it. And you know what I think? I'm thinking he hasn't had a hit single in ages, decades. This could be one if they promoted it right. Only because if by the idea that they have so many guests on it and they're all singing like a "We Are the World" type of environment, everybody come together. It's the end of this 2020, and not that things are going to turn around January 1st, but
right.
I think the timing would be so good. Instead, they're going to release it in March.
Oh, so maybe a re-release. Oh, for a record store day. Yeah.
Our record store day is supposedly. Anybody else here in June? They're going to have just one this year.
Yep.
Just one, right?
Yeah, just one this year, hopefully. Well, Black Friday is still hopefully happening. Fingers crossed. But
it'll be June instead of April.
Correct. Yes.
Right.
I mean, you got to go back a ways to when Ringo really actually ruled the airwaves. When you turn on your radio and you go, oh my gosh, there's Ringo. And I'm thinking the year was what, 73, 74, a little after No Song got a lot of airplay. That was a big hit. But it was Photograph and You Come On Like a Dream, Peaches and Cream, Lips Like Rubber, when You're 16. Those two songs were kind of back to back, and he was all over the airwaves. And then before that,
I was like a kid. I was 11 years old. And it was they were big. I bought the 45 of Photographs back in the day when I was like 11.
Yeah, it was radio play. It was top 40, and it was getting a lot of spins. Yeah, and he was incredible. And it was so what was the appeal? What was the market? Well, there was a bit of a zeitgeist, and so much of the production value and everything was so contemporary to the time. He fit right in with everything else that was happening in terms of vibe. Even David Essex and stuff with James Dean was that Rock On. That was like a couple years earlier, but it was still in that kind of mode. It was as cool as a young up and comer at that time, David Essex.
Yeah, I like that song too. Rock On by him.
Yeah, it was. It was a massive hit. Lots of radio play.
Yeah. What if Ringo had made "We All Stand Together"? Would it have been better?
That would fit him, I think, pretty good. No, but I really do think, and I'm not saying because it's Ringo. I'm saying, in spite of the fact that it's Ringo, this could be a hit because you got everybody. Whoever, Lenny Kravitz, Sheryl Crow, I forget who else, David Grohl. You have a whole bunch of people on it singing together in unison. Hey, let's toast. Here's to the nights, and it's a New Year's type of song. Put it out now as a single. I think it was like somebody said it was number one on one of those streams.
I think it is trending.
Oh yeah, Beatles #1 in Sweden.
I think it's the number. I think on iTunes it's the #1 download right now.
Well, stuff like that. So I mean, it could be his first #1. I don't remember his last #1. Geez, it must have been in '73. I don't know, '74.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So he could take over from Mariah Carey?
I don't think so. I still don't know one of her songs except the Christmas one. But.
Yeah,
that's the only one I know.
But I think so much of music is the moment. You're in the moment, and that's where Ringo's got his biggest successes in the past, is because he fit the mood of the time, and it just dropped right when it dropped. I remember Geraldo Rivera had a late night talk show. He's a young guy. He's about 30, 28, something like this, 1971 or so. And he's got long flowing hair, and he's walking down the street in LA, and it's got to pay dues if you want to sing the blues, because it don't come easy. That song with Geraldo walking, just strutting through East LA, and I'm going, holy crap, is this the coolest thing I've ever laid eyes on? This is so cool. And I love that song. And that was Ringo. That's a Ringo song.
Yeah.
Driving it and making it sound so cool. And for me as a teenage kid, a lot of rock and roll was about being cool. Like Neil Young sings, right? There's another kid that'll never be cool, never get to go to school.
Yeah, I like that song too.
You want to be cool. Kids want to be cool. We want to be cool. Yeah.
See, Dead Wax says something I'd like to address. He says Ringo's solo work is successful because of the musicians around him. If it weren't for them, he'd just be Ringo. And the thing is, when is that in something new? He's always gotten by with a little help from his friends. It's always been John and Paul writing songs for him, and Ringo singing. He's always been the drummer. That's also charming and schmaltzy and stuff like that. How many other drummers do you know have that many string of hits? He's the fourth guy in the band. You had John, Paul having hits, George having some hits, My Sweet Lord, so on. And the drummer, the fourth guy, how many bands do you know like that? So even though he's just the drummer, he's just old Ringo, he still did better than any other.
Not only that, Joe, I always make the point about Ringo where people say, he can't drum, Paul's a better drummer, all this silliness. I go, yeah, well, Ringo's one of the guys that did a drum solo that everybody recognized as soon as they started. I go, man, that's a memorable solo. And he's the guy that lays down the beat for my favorite band of all time. So he gets to become my drummer because the drums that I hear in the music, that's my favorite music of all time, is played by that guy. So there's my favorite drummer.
That's true. You think of it like that. You think of it like that, yeah. But I mean, like I said, I don't make any. He's just Ringo. I guess I don't expect that much from him, and but I get more enjoyment at it. What do you call I call him the fourth guy or the last person in the band, if you're ranking whoever it might be in any band, who's like the bottom guy. How many you know of that successful had that much good stuff?
Yeah.
True. Wasn't he the first Beatle to have a first #1 hit solo before the
George,
other guys did?
I believe. My Sweet Lord was the first one, I believe, by George.
Okay.
But Ringo was #1 in Canada. Up here, Ringo was the first Beatle to have a #1. But George in the States was the first.
Ringo. I like that Ringo has as his guitar player, if he's still playing with him, Joe Walsh. I think that's a really neat combination.
Oh, yeah, sure.
That's his brother-in-law.
Brother-in-law, yeah.
The All-Star Band. So I was actually going to see them in Maryland in June. Obviously, that didn't happen.
Didn't work out.
2020 happened, but
right.
I was really excited to see Joe Walsh and him, but he's not with the All-Star Band anymore. So that's kind of funny. But
seldom, yeah.
he played with. So Joe Walsh played with Ringo in his Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction. Yes. So that's pretty cool. But it was like really like early 2000s. I think Joe was with Ringo.
Good point, Steve.
Yeah, Steven Schnee's got a great point. I mean, so what? You know, a lot of people like that. You know, Elvis had people around him writing his songs.
Yeah,
Jordan Ayers singing backup. I mean, what the? It means nothing. I wasted too much time on it, to tell you the truth. But I'm a stickler to make points. You know, so.
Well, part of the charm, part of the success code for you, Joe. I saw Ringo in the All-Star Band, the 1989-90 incarnation. So it had Rick Danko and Levon Helm, and they sang The Weight together. So there's the Ringo Star Band, and you got Levon Helm singing The Weight with Rick Danko. And of course, Rick Danko's like, yo, crazy Chester, follow. And to hear those two voices work inside, you're just like, oh my God. And one of the highlights of that whole thing, other than Ringo coming out singing Beatles songs, it's such an event. You just go, oh my God, there's Ringo. And he sounds like Ringo, just like he did. Yellow Submarine, Octopus's Garden. I want to talk about it. I'll go back to Octopus's Garden in just a sec. But I do want to say that Joe Walsh, Rocky Mountain Way, with the voice box and the whole bit, you could hear a pin drop. Nobody talking, nobody doing nothing. The whole place were just mouths agape at the mastery of that guy's voice and that sound and that guitar. It was stunning. It was one of the highlights. And I've seen a lot of bands. And the other thing I want to say, going back to Octopus Garden, people write it off as a kid's song. Listen to the backup vocals. Listen to the whole thing, but concentrate on the backup vocals in Octopus's Garden. You should be absolutely astounded with just the business. When you got John Lennon, Paul McCartney, and George Harrison as your backup, guys, it's an incredible sound. It's an incredible
good harmonies,
So just stunning.
I really like that footage in that Let It Be movie where you see George helping out Ringo to do the song Octopus's Garden.
That's my favorite moment.
And Ringo surprised me. He gets on the piano and he kind of says, here's what I got. And they're working it out. And it's like, I like that footage.
That's great. And they were good friends. And it's so, George trying to help him to get to where he wants to be in the song on the piano. It's a great moment. Yeah, I like it.
I love that part of the movie. I do.
And you notice what spoils it? Paul comes in. Paul comes in and it's like, okay, playtime's over.
Well, that's the thing. And speaking of that, of course, in terms of Beatle news, I'm really excited to be getting my hands on a Let It Be the movie again. I want the original. I'm interested in the new one. I'm kind of like, don't you rewrite this as the happiest thing. I know. For 40, 50 years, man, 40 years now. We've been sitting around listening, we were at Twickenham and it was deadly. Well, we'll do that if we aren't going to be doing Let It Be again. And George Marshall, all right, I'll come in as long as it's not Let It Be again. Everybody hated it. And then they go sue each other's asses. And George is so happy he writes a song called Sue Me, Sue You Blues. So
you're right, Rachel.
I'm almost we're working up to a Joe Mayo worthy rant here.
Right. Well, that was one of my concerns.
I hope they don't whitewash it too much.
No, well, it is. Yeah, it is a white. I can tell you about it. It is a whitewash. And I've been noticing this ever since the Love Project came out. It's been that's the branding of the Beatles, love, which is, they weren't just about that. They did other songs, Helter Skelter and, Revolution and stuff. But anyway,
was the one to bring it down for them frequently.
Yeah, so now it's all about the brand that they want is that lovey-dovey thing. So what happens is it's already known. I mean, they've seen the footage. Peter Jackson showed, Ringo and Paul, and both of them have been on record, Paul and Ringo, saying, I thought we were always fighting all the time. And you know what? It's really a lot of love, and we're getting along. I'm like, come on. Don't rewrite history. I agree.
Well,
I agree 100%.
For people our age, Joe, because we lived through it the first time. So what now? The last 40 years or some sort of what do they call that effect? They call it the man. When you watch something and it's not the reality the way you remember, isn't it? What you thought it was? Help us up, Peanut Gallery.
I know what it's called.
Well, I'm going to pick up.
What's that?
I was going to say the ripple effect.
No,
Okay.
I can't. I know what you mean, but I don't know what the term is.
it's like a
I know
magical
what you
thing
mean,
that happens where everybody in the world thinks this was the reality and it wasn't.
So
It's
they
a
are trying to
fake.
make it like that. Now, of course, even in the Beatles community, you get people that are like, well, the cameras don't lie. If they're showing you them and they're laughing and they're helping each other and they're joking, then that's real. I'm like, yeah, well, there's always moments where things are like the good old days and they're getting along, but overall, they broke up. They were breaking up, and
There's a lot of fighting going on these days.
Well, I
I'm
mean,
gonna
also the camera doesn't lie when Paul McCartney. It could be like the old days, John. We'll get back together and we can go on the road. And there's Lennon, just like this,
Yeah.
smoking like
yeah,
this.
that's a great scene. He's like, yeah, shut
Like,
up.
yeah, just you might as well be, giving him the double bird there to Paul.
I'm getting a call to pick up dinner, so thank you for having me on. But if
Oh, no
Captain
problem.
or
Okay.
All right.
Vinyl Richie wants
We
to
want
come
extra
on,
chicken balls, Jack.
Okay, thanks for coming.
Good talking to you.
Okay, cool.
see ya. Thank you.
Hey.
Bye,
Oh,
Jack.
Lamar Gold Fox.
And then there were 4.
Where'd Rachel go? Because I wanted to tell her something.
Hey, what's happening?
I'm coming in, just looking
Oh,
after
you're
my
there.
little
Oh,
dog.
Rachel, what I wanted to tell you was, I don't know if you know, but they've said that there will be supposedly the original cut of Let It Be also available, but of course they're not saying how. Is it going to be a bonus disc stuck on the box? You got to buy the box and it'll be a bonus disc thrown in, or will it get a special release? They don't know because they want to avoid it as much as they can. But supposedly they've been on record as saying that they will do that too, but how and when they don't know.
Yeah, I want to
real
get the original back in because we've all got our old VHS versions of the thing.
Yeah, well, I don't think
Yeah.
it's ever been released on DVD before, has it?
Never on a regular DVD.
Oh.
It was on a laser disc.
Yeah.
Right.
So
My-
like this would be the first time.
Would they reissue the vinyl again? They Let It Be LP and maybe with some extras from those sessions?
Yeah,
or-
they're going to do that. That's supposed to be in right now. The day they're shooting for is August, around the 21st, or August of next year, if everything
Okay.
goes well.
To advertise for Joe, he's got a deluxe version of this thing. It's the Help on Blu-ray. So check Joe's channel for that. But this is a fun one. This
Yeah.
is
Oh, yeah. That's a cool one.
so this has got Help in it, Magical Mystery Tour, which are the two big, but it's also got the first U.S. visit, and you can't do that. A couple of lesser documentary
Wait.
type
I
things.
need a better look at that. Let me see this thing.
Yeah,
What is that? Beatles? I've never seen that before.
yeah, tall box special kind of thing. The
Oh.
discs all tend to fall out there, but it's got the Magical Mystery Tour and Help with it at
Oh.
least.
But
And
no,
then of course there's a Criterion that you can get, the Criterion of Hard Day's Night. But the one they did on DVD a few years ago is quite nice too. And Joe will have this too, of course. And you may even have this one, Doc. This was nice.
yeah, that's
Well, I had that one, but then I got the one after that.
Yeah.
That's a
I
Miramax,
like
right?
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is just the standard. But then it came out with this is Alliance Atlantis.
That's a good
collection
job.
series.
That's a
But
good
then
version.
they came out with the Criterion Collection, Hard Day's Night, and that's the one I would go for.
yeah, but I
Yeah,
heard
that's
the
the one
Criterion Collection one was garbage.
Well, this is still nice. This is still a very
I wouldn't
nice
say it was
print.
garbage. I don't know.
Oh, no, the Criterion one.
No,
No?
I think it looks good. What I don't like, but I could be a nitpicker because I like film, and it's always tough sometimes to know what aspect ratio it's supposed to be in exactly. And there's a part in A Hard Day's Night that's always suffers from too tight. The framing is a little too tight. I think it should be a little open, a little bit. I can get into the numbers. It should be probably 1.66 or 1.78.
Resolution, yeah.
But the reason is there's a scene in there that we probably know where Ringo is trying to ditch a couple of fans that are chasing him. So he goes into a store with old clothing to switch his clothes and try to be more disguised. And there's a sign on top of the shop that it has 3 words and it's 3 lines. It says, "We buy anything." And the way the framing is, the word "we" is cut off. It just says "buy anything." So he looks up like, "Oh, we buy anything. I'll sell my suit." Oh, he goes in there and they switches. I guess that was the idea, but now it looks like it's just buy anything. But I mean, nobody knows, nobody cares. It doesn't really affect the scene any. But I don't think that was meant to have the first word cut off, or at least half of it cut off. But.
That's why I liked Siskel and Ebert years ago when they were up there and they were talking about the letterbox format on film. And I was a strong advocate. They won me over right with that. Those two guys, Gene Siskel and Roger Ebert, those two guys, from the, the thumbs up, that they made a whole thing about that. And it's in our popular language now of the thumbs up, thumbs down, and the way it is now. Because I think because of those two guys, they were fantastic. And just as a side note related to that, Gene Siskel was my guy. I always agreed with their thumbs up, but sometimes they thumbs down stuff that I went, hey, no, that is good. Don't thumbs down that. That's actually good.
They didn't like 80s slasher films or horror films, that's for sure.
Yeah.
no, not
true.
Their bag. No, they want
not all that bad.
Pretty international films, the ones that you never heard the title before. What's that?
Well, I have a humorous story, I hope, relating to Joan Jett. In 1987, she did the movie with Michael J. Fox, Light of Day, which also was not available on DVD. I'm guessing it's music rights. But at the time, Roger Ebert was the first one who had a review out in the paper. And he gave this movie 3.5 stars and said Joan Jett's her acting is phenomenal. She's like a professional actress in this movie. She's fantastic. So it's the first sneak review that came out. So I'm thinking, oh boy, wait till I tell my friends about this. So then what happens is there was Jeffrey Lyons, I think it was, who I used to do these reviews, and I never liked him much. And a friend of mine was hanging out at the house, and we were watching the news. He said, okay, we're going to review Light of Day next. He said, and my friend says, I'm leaving for this. I said, no, what are you afraid? You afraid to see that they're going to give Joan Jett a great review? Because I read the Ebert review, and I remember he trashed the thing and said how terrible it is, and everybody did after. In other words, Ebert's review, I don't know where the hell that came from. Sometimes he would like things too that nobody liked. I'm like, where the hell did that come
Roger,
from?
yeah. See, and here's the thing. I normally agreed more with Gene when they were doing their analysis. I found myself normally siding when what Siskel was doing. I was more in tune with that, more so than I was with Roger. But I liked them both, and of course their chemistry together was legendary.
Yeah, it was a very good show. I used to love watching.
Yeah, it was a good show. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, so why hasn't that been released on a DVD or anything?
I haven't heard why, but I'm guessing it's music rights. There's a lot of songs in there, and Springsteen wrote Light of Day. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I don't know. Maybe music rights.
It's like WPRP and replace everything.
I'd give that. I always rate on 4 stars. I'd give it like a 2 stars out of 4. Something maybe 2.5 on a good day. But which is kind of either average, fair or thereabouts.
I thought it was okay. It entertained me when it first came out. It's probably horribly dated. I haven't seen it in years, but at the time it was good, kind of melodrama. Yeah. It had its heavy stuff. Joan was going, what are you doing to me? Kind of, and then you got Michael J. Fox.
Well, she was good in the movie. I mean, she was good. I thought.
Yeah. But I thought she did well.
Right?
One of the other movies I thought was pretty good, and it has a really good Bob Dylan song, was Band of the Hand. I don't know if y'all remember that, but
what song is in that?
Band of the Hand. I think all the songs that were for that movie were done by Bob Dylan, which are
all of them.
I think
there's another movie called Hearts of Fire that has Dylan's acting in it, right? I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. He's got a really good song that I like called "The Usual."
Yes.
I have the usual.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, hang on while we add another person here. Here's Beetle Boy 909. You might remember him.
Beetle Boy's here.
Yes. How you
Yes,
doing?
indeed. I know Beetle Boy.
Hello, Beetle Boy.
Hello.
What's up, Mason?
Looks like having some audio trouble there, but no.
I'm getting McCartney 3 for Christmas on vinyl.
Oh, that's swell. That's nice.
Oh. Are you one of the people that didn't care for it? I think.
Oh no. I'm one of the people who heard all of the songs on digital files about a month in advance.
Right.
What about this, Beetle boy?
Money's the best song on that.
Money's the
I don't
only-
know anything but Money and Dark Side of the Moon. Money, don't give me that something or other bullshit.
That's really cute
I
because
like that line in that song. I
Mason
do.
he was just telling. I overheard him on one of the streams. He was saying, "I've just heard Dark Side of the Moon. I've really listened to it through for the first time." And he goes, "I love this album." What about Time? The song Time with all the clocks.
Let me tell you, Rachel, everything on that is absolutely brilliant. But if I had to pick a favorite, Money.
Well, Money was the single that came off of it.
That's another one that's played to death, right? Or used to
It
be.
is. It's played a lot.
It's still on the chart.
Yeah, it is.
But for
You
a
know,
young person
for
like
me-
Mason, this is all new
For
stuff.
me, with
so
albums,
it's the
for me,
adventure
with
of
the-
discovery.
when it comes to albums like that, for me, that progressive rock Pink Floyd stuff, it's hard to just choose one song or one album that's your favorite. I like them all that I've heard so far.
Right.
That's a lot of Pink Floyd.
I got a question for the panel. Do any of you like Ringo Starr's album "What's My Name"? Or did y'all like that
It's going to
record?
sound like I love everything. I love that album. Okay,
I do
Me
too.
too.
the song "Watch My Name" is one of the weakest songs on it, in my opinion.
Yeah,
But I like the album a lot.
Joe,
me too. I really like that
shared this
record a lot.
opinion me and Joe have shared this opinion since day one, but we both think it's the best thing he's done since Time Takes Time.
Yeah, since '92. Yeah, it's my third favorite Ringo album. You have the original Ringo album, but you're not going to beat that. The Ringo self-titled album.
Yeah, with all
You
the other
have
Beatles
1992's.
participating.
I'm sure Eric is happy that we're not talking about Paul anymore. Now it's Ringo. So first you have the Ringo self-titled album. Then, in my opinion, you have Time Takes Time, and then you have What's My Name right there at number 3.
There you go. And the new single's
I must
pretty
say
darn
though,
good.
his new single that came out a short time ago, I don't care for it.
Yeah.
What?
Well, we were discussing that a while ago. I like it. I do, but I think it has potential to be a hit.
I like it.
I like it better than
I-
the McCartney stuff.
I was
off
just
3.
My expectations were just it didn't live up to the expectations that I wanted it to. I wanted it to be something. I hoped it would be something like, Better Days off What's My Name, a rocker.
Oh, I love Better.
I didn't have any expectations.
No, I didn't even know there was going to be
And
a
what
song.
I ended up getting was a boring, bland Ringo anthem. Which, if you're gonna do an anthem, Paul needs to do it because he's better, in my
I
opinion.
should reach for the delete button. I don't like
I don't know. I don't know if Paul what's an anthem that Paul has that's good.
anthem.
Come on, people.
Freedom.
Oh, that's terrible.
No,
That's terrible.
he said what's good.
I was just
Hey,
saying,
Eric,
though,
you have to get used to it, Eric. This is the world, man. It's all about the Beatles. People are still talking about them. Even today, they're still talking about them. It's frustrating, isn't it? Nobody wants to talk about Alabama Shakes. Everybody wants to talk about.
Well, I still love the Beatles. I want my button. I still love the Beatles. I want that button.
So, Rachel, I watched the Matthew.
I used
did
to
watch
work
the
in
Matthew Fried
a
interview.
record store, and this guy was like, "See, look at this. Beatles #1 comes up, and it goes straight to #1."
There you go.
You know what I mean? He was
Not
all
only
excited
that,
about
do you
that.
know, if you look it up, that was the biggest selling album of the entire decade of 2000s. From
Yes.
2000 to 2010. Yeah, it's like, what can I tell you?
Yeah, they're fantastic. They still are.
Oh, he made a comment. He said, "And they're not even together, and Beatles #1 is the #1 album."
I hate to say this, there was something early in 2020. I made a video on it that in June they said so far the first six months of 2020, the Beatles had more sales than anybody except I think was it also BTS. Well, I never heard of them before. It's
Yes.
Oh,
associated.
it's the
Yes.
Japanese
So,
Korean
I
band.
never heard of them.
Yeah, it's
The
a
Korean
Korean
band. Yeah,
K-pop. They call that stuff K-pop, apparently.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
like I think they were counting everything though. They were counting, between downloads, streaming, and physical sales.
Yeah, physical sales, man. I had to go get those Beatle reissue box, version of Let It Be and all that stuff. Not Let It Be, but White Album, Pepper, and all that. Yeah, hey, great album. Great album.
Beatle Brad's here. Beatle Brad, you can't make it on here, can you? Boy, I see Edward's got everything.
Yeah. Beatle Brad is here. Where?
Well, he's on. I don't know if he's able to make it. By the way, I'm going to have to leave in about a half an hour because my nephews are coming over for a Christmas get-together thing. So I'm going to be in about 45 minutes or so.
It's an absolute honor.
I love that audio.
Sorry, Joe.
I'm gonna always love that audio.
You know what that's like? That's like they do that on like radio stations and things, right? Like when they have like a cue that they play whenever somebody they do that every time Beatle Brad's mentioned. You gotta have that going around and saying, Beatle Brad. Oh my God, Beatle Brad.
I am so proud.
Oh man, I love that audio.
Oh God, I apologize. I apologize to the entire Beatle loving community.
No. It's great. It's great.
Let's talk about Driving Rain. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, folks.
What Jorgen says, I like that. The Ringo new hit equals Old Lang Syne 2.0. That's my idea. Put it out now. Promote it for as like a New Year's celebration. Everybody wants to forget about 2020. It's over. Here's to the nights, man. Cheer. Yeah. Raise that beer stein. Put it out.
Yeah, why can't we use Ding Dong? It's been out for 30 years.
Yeah. All I'm going to say about the new Ringo EP is that I hope the songs that are later released on it will be much more energetic and upbeat than the one that has already been released.
It's pretty upbeat. It's celebrating Here's to the Nights. It's a celebratory feeling.
I'm just going to say, I will give it this. Ringo does have a great vocal on it. It does have a great guitar solo in it. But that's about it. And he's got a great message.
A guy like Dave, the pickup artist, I know his type. Let me save you the trouble. If there are any more, you haven't heard the rest of the EP by Ringo. None of us have. It's terrible. It's already terrible. Don't worry about it. And the next McCartney album, that's terrible too. It hasn't even been recorded yet. It's terrible. I don't really know Dave. I don't know Dave.
He's very nice. Yeah. He often says things that are meant to be humorous and funny, and he's really good.
And you know what? I'll apologize right now because you get used to so many kinds of things like that, and I don't know Dave, so it's wrong of me to just presume that he's like that because I don't know him.
He's a very nice man, and
but I know Invisible Ray's like that. Hello, Ray. I know you're like that. I know you've got your mind made up. You must feel really strange because you were ready to dig your claws into this McCartney 3 thing, and the vibe generally is positive from critics and fans. I mean,
it is. It is.
I mean, true. Rachel doesn't care for it. That that's fine if some people don't.
True,
but there's how it is. There's a certain vibe or rep that goes out there, and that's kind of what it gets put as.
Another Egypt station. That's why.
Here's my take on the Egyptian. I got turned off first of all by the "Fa You" song. I didn't like the attitude in it. I go, Paul, you're 75 at the time or so. Like, don't do this, Paul. Like, you be the gentleman. You're Sir Paul McCartney, MBE, and I think he's an ONR or something. He's like an honorarium. He's got another royal award given to him by the Queen. And so you just like transcend all that stuff and run around with Emma Stone, the actress and stuff. And I'm just going, Paul, you don't have to worry about being relevant. I think that's a little bit about what's driving Paul. He's kind of going, I want to get so many number ones. No one will ever be able to touch me in a million years. If they live to be 100, no one will have more number one hits than me. That's a bit of a kind of an intuit on my part. I have no evidence.
No, I agree. I think he, at any cost, he's trying to do that. I think he's very vain like that, to be honest with you.
He just wanted the attention. That's all.
Yeah.
Well, why does he feel the need to contribute to the younger audience instead of writing something timeless like Maybe I'm Amazed, which everyone will love? Instead, he writes something generic and stupid like "Fa You." Then again,
I gotta say,
I think that was more of the work of Ryan Tedder, if anything.
I was gonna say, I love that Ryan Tedder song. Are you ready? You people know the song "Nothing for Free," the bonus track.
Right.
I love that song, and that's as modern as you can get. With Ryan Tedder produced it, it was a bonus track for Egypt Station, and I love that. It should have been on the album. So
Right.
the For You song, yeah, I was like Rachel and everybody. Was Rachel Mason? What if I could have just I can't remember. Yeah, For You. The thing is that I was against it too, and what is he trying to say with the prove and all this stuff? But I got to admit, I like the chorus in it now. Isn't that the part that goes, "I just wanna"?
Oh,
It's
by the
definitely
way,
grown on me since I first heard it.
yeah, Joe, by the way, you were mentioning Guilty Pleasure of Check My Machine the other night.
Yeah.
Did you know that was a huge hit in Brazil?
No,
It is.
Wow.
It is a huge
It doesn't surprise me.
hit in
I
Brazil.
did not know that. I have another guilty pleasure. Bip Bop.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
yeah.
I love that. Beep, boop. Oh man, that song rock. That song rock. Ever since I heard that,
Again,
You know,
it's just a ditty that you just play around with. It's not a. It's not a.
You know,
Full
it's a very stupid song, but it's catchy enough that I like it.
I don't even consider it a song.
Hello, Robert P. How are you today?
Robert P. He's for me.
You can join our Zoom meeting too.
Hey.
you
I
know,
still have a spot. I still got a spot.
one thing I want to say about that Wings Wildlife, my brother
Yeah.
is a heavy metal shredder guy, but when we listen to that record, he likes that album, Wings Wildlife. He thinks it's one of McCartney's best.
I've gotten to enjoy it for what it is instead of what it's not. You know, picking out
Yeah,
what it's
exactly.
I'm waiting
Hello,
on
Paul.
my cocoa.
Hey, Pike, what's up? Look at that. Ooh, Joe's got some McCartney mixing.
Oh God, what a mess!
Did that wax come from his ears?
That's where you ruined my surprise. I shot a video about it.
Oh dear.
And you ruined my surprise. It's my earwax.
That's really Macamania because it's like the old days when they're trying to cut the Beatles' hair for a snippet for a souvenir, you know.
Paul, I saw a comment where you had said with the new album of Paul's, you were going to wait to hear it first or something, and then
Yeah.
to get it.
Yeah,
Physically.
it might be under the Christmas tree. I don't know, but yeah, I'm not watching any reviews.
Right.
I do that. I do that. I don't watch any reviews until I get it myself.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I've said this since day one. Even being able to hear the album on digital downloaded files about a month in advance of its release, slide-in for me is the highlight.
Oh, I love that too. I love that. But I didn't know when I did my first impressions that I don't want to ruin anything for Paul, but I
And
don't know if it's
Laboratory
ruining
is
it.
great too.
oh, don't.
But
Yeah, go
Abe
ahead.
and Rusty play on it. Paul's
just
not
really,
alone on that track.
I just stopped by to say hello. I'm gonna go get my hot chocolate here in a sec. So,
Yeah, okay. Good seeing you.
Nice to see you, Paul.
Merry Christmas.
yeah.
So did you know that there were other artists? I mean, not the rest of the band. Rusty is on from the band, and Abe, I think, the drummer, are
Oh, so
on.
it's not 100%
Slide-in.
like the original McCartney album where he played all the instruments.
That one track, Sliding.
Well, but then again, I love Lavatory Lil too, and Joe, that's your
Oh, yeah.
personal favorite at this moment. And look out for
It's
Lavatory
changing to
Lil.
husbands and I keep saying husbands and wives from the Ringo album. Women and wives is changing to the favorite one.
But Find
Yeah.
My Way. If there was to be a single released from that album that you could play on the radio, Find My Way would be the closest thing.
Yeah, I
I
agree. I don't know what they were saying. People
And
who
you
were
know
listening
what?
to it early said there's
gives
no
me-
single here.
It gives me a Tom Petty learning to fly vibe too.
Oh, you made my thanks.
Hip hop.
Paul's getting his cocoa.
I think though where his voice is the weakest on the album, I think I'd have to say The Kiss of Venus.
No, it's Women and Wives.
Oh no, Women and Wives is the best song on the album.
Oh,
Don't you love the opinions? They're great, aren't they?
I'm just. This isn't talking about best or worst songs. This is just saying where I think his voice is the weakest.
Is that
Yeah.
is that women and wine or women on wine?
Women and wives. Hear me, women and wives. Hear me, husband and lovers.
It's better. It's better than the album.
What we do with our lives
I mean,
seems
vocally,
to matter to others. There's a preview for you.
vocally,
You just heard the best thing on the album right there. Cheers, Paul.
No, I mean it's really.
I like those lyrics. I really do.
yeah.
And not only
Women
that,
and
but
Wives, it's vocally, Women and Wives is, I thought, early days all over again.
well, yeah, it's like that. It's got that style. His voice is like that anyway on that one.
Eight people, you don't know what they're
Although I think early days is. A
I'm
better
glad he
song.
said never heard. At least he's being honest about it, right? He's one of the worst albums I've never heard. That's usually the way it goes.
Oh, Beetle Brad, it can't be that bad. It can't be that bad.
Oh no, we've heard of some trouble with dogs peeing.
Yeah, we don't want that.
No.
My advent calendar smells like urine.
And let's talk about the centerpiece, Winter
Orphan
Bird.
Annie. Orphan Annie.
Oh, Orphan Annie.
Welcome to the
Oh,
Alexa.
guys.
University competition to
Speaking of
Alexa.
calendars, 2021, baby.
Hey, there we go. Look at this.
Wow.
What's this?
It's the 2021 calendar.
Tab 4.
Hey,
Oh,
I got a
wow.
Oh,
I don't even
calendar.
have one of those.
Ooh,
Well, that
Oh,
looks
nice.
like actually one that has enough writing space. I like calendars where the days have big writing space in it.
yeah, but you don't want to write on it. You'll ruin it.
That's nice. It's a
Don't
nice
touch
calendar.
the vinyl, Paul. You don't put your hands on the vinyl.
I can't believe it. They got. I'd be critical. They got the same thing. The Abbey Road picture. Anything unusual?
Not really. No, they're pretty standard photos.
I like the one they have for Weekend. Was it Weekend Working Out? I don't know what month that is. That woman that stand. The fourth one. The 1, 2, 3, 4.
We can
That's
work
from
it
the tour book photo from the fourth picture. I like that one.
That one.
Over a little bit.
or the-
The second row. Yeah, that's yeah. I like that one.
Let's go back to 2017.
Uh,
well, that means we'd have to relive 2020 over
it's the
again.
last one they
Yeah,
had in the
but we'd be
store.
prepared for it this time.
The
Ooh,
last
ooh.
one they had in the store, so I got lucky.
Look out for lavatory, Lil. Look out for lavatory, Lil.
There's some good shots in this one.
Yeah, that's a good shot. I like that shot always. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Which one's that?
This was from 2017.
Oh,
But
yeah,
the,
yeah,
but
this-
the pictures they chose were not quite, like
Right. Can I
a
see
little,
the front
little
of
more
that?
unusual. That's well known. We've seen
Yeah.
that many
Well,
times.
that one's on the new one, actually. Too.
That's one of the earliest of Ringo when he joined the first one.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the calendar. I'm sorry. I'm
That's the
looking at
revolver
the
shot,
laptop.
that one.
That's
What's the front of that look like, Rachel?
From Help, obviously.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's the one. That one. That's
Yeah.
early Ringo joining
Yeah.
the band.
Yeah, I remember that one.
pretty good shots on this. I like this blue one here with the uniforms there. Looks like my little Beetle doll one. Let's see if I can find it in Big Fire. They got some Let It Be.
Maybe I can put on my socks while I'm off screen. I got to get ready for a Christmas get together at 6
Hang on,
p.m.
rock and rollers. I'll get it for you. Oh, look at that.
Every women and wives.
Oh my God, Joe, that's
I love that
it's
song.
perfect.
I
There's
really love that song.
his Gibson JE2 there with the
It's a
two buttons. that
64,
got
that's
stolen. This
64
guitar got
vintage there.
stolen from John.
That's
Yeah.
what they're
But he
doing,
got it back. He got it back years later.
Yeah, he did get it again, didn't he? He saw it on somebody was playing it or something.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. There's a shot.
Seems to matter to others.
See, you don't see that one too often.
Look how happy they look. That's
Randy,
That's
Randy
the
Bachman.
revisionist history.
You know Randy
Yeah.
Bachman
The
of
Peter
Guess
Jackson
Who?
calendar.
Randy Bachman, yeah.
Yeah, the Guess Who BTO. He had a red Gretsch that was stolen from him, and years later he saw it in a Thompson Twins video,
Oh,
Oh,
and he went after it and he got it back. He wrote them and said, "That's my guitar. It was stolen. I want it back." And they sent it back to him.
Ooh.
Which is interesting. He saw it in a video of all things.
He ain't seen nothing yet. Wait a minute. I got an idea.
74. What a year for BTO. Massive that year for them.
Yeah, big year. They had 2 really amazing albums that year.
Two.
Yeah, BTO 2 and Not Fragile.
Not Fragile is the one I remember.
Yeah, they're
Growing
just
up.
amazing albums.
Trucker rock. We got
Yeah.
CCR with their swamp rock, and then we had BTO with their trucker rock.
Well, 4-wheel drive, he picked that title up in a truck stop.
I remember hearing that story. Yeah.
There's a magazine, a trucker magazine called 4-Wheel Drive.
Drive.
Title to me.
Drive.
Yeah.
I got one, Eric. I got a Gresh.
Boy, you should see me now, guys. Oh my God.
We
I have a heart attack put on my sock.
What the hell are you doing? Getting dressed or what are you?
He's getting his Beatles
Put on a
socks
sock.
on.
I'm trying to put a sock on while I'm sitting down here.
Where are you putting it
it's not
on?
easy.
I
I
hope
hope
they're
it's going on your foot.
Yeah. There's not enough you need for a whole sock. Otherwise,
But after seeing the calendars that Rachel had, with all the pictures, does anyone agree with my theory that the Paul's song "Pretty Boys" is about the Beatles themselves?
no, I think what Paul was talking about, all the songs, or almost some of them, he said it was about the models, male models that get picked. I don't know.
Yeah, I know, but sing a song about male models.
I think it's about the vinyl community.
Speaking of
Maybe that's what it's about. The vinyl community.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that song.
I got a question for the panel here. What are y'all's thoughts on "Seize the Day"?
I like it.
I like it too. I think it's a great, because Paul. It was inevitable that Paul was going to write a song about the COVID. It was inevitable.
Oh, it's a better version of "Do It Now." I think. I'm not. Well, it's a little more improved from "Do It Now." It's the same kind of song to me. Do it now. Sorry, Paul's hearing all this stuff.
Oh, I'm ignoring it. Don't worry.
Ignore it. Try. Think of like something else.
So see, we have a.
Hey, I picked up a cool thing. Want to see the cool thing I picked up?
Street show coming up too. Not to be missed.
Yes, I'll see the cool thing.
Yeah. Oh, what is that? Is
Your
that an equalizer or what is that?
It's a Gizmo. I don't know what it is.
Multi-track recorder.
Oh,
I can actually do 24 tracks.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
a Zoom R24. Yeah. Multi-track
Smoke,
recorder.
you got your own mixing board.
yes.
Yeah.
So Paul can be his own Paul McCartney.
24 tracks, which is 20 more tracks than they had for Sgt. Pepper.
There you go. You're all set. Wow.
We need to cue Joe again with "Hear me now, women in more."
It works really well too. I recorded just an acoustic piece I wrote, and it came out really nice. Really nice job. So
You can look, but you'd better not touch.
Oh, we know lots of
Pretty
music
boys.
other than the Beatles.
It even
There
has
is
the drum
music
track
junkie.
on it.
Don't you worry about that.
That's
We'll
what we
play
need.
some Karungbin for you. Do you like the Karungbin there, 80s music junkie?
Oh, three's coming out.
Oh my god.
What about Deep Deep Feeling? Any
I
thoughts
don't
on
like that one.
Both
I think that's the worst song on the album. Personally, I say worst, but I'm starting to be able to listen to it. But it's definitely the least. I think, in my opinion. I mean, only
Yeah, what did I write here?
It's definitely
everybody
not my
loves it except for me.
It's definitely not my favorite, but I respect it for what it was trying to be. Paul trying to be a little more experimental and kind of have it be more of a kind of a production piece on the album.
Poor 80s music junkie. I know it's sad. I would like lots of music besides the Beatles, but
It does remind me, the backing track at least does remind me in spirit of something that would have come off Chaos and Creation.
I don't know. I'd even
Mike Mason, yeah, the Brave Belt ones are interesting. I like the second one better. Brave
There
Belt,
you
you
go,
guys.
80s music junkie. The kicker, Bobby Hutcherson. There's some jazz for you. Tone Poet, reissue, first time on vinyl. Hokey Smokes, recorded in 1963. Finally out on vinyl 2020. Get yourself a copy.
wow.
There we go. We do it all here in the vinyl community. Beatles only. A rump.
Yeah, look, come on, Beatles only.
Yeah, a rump.
No, let's talk about the Ruddles.
It's just that the discussion always winds up coming back.
Because we love them so.
It's true.
So,
And there is a new
Mason
album and single, a Paul album and Ringo single, so it's kind of hard.
Ooh, what we got there?
Oh, wait a minute. What's Paul got?
He's got records. He's
Go
got
ahead.
records.
Mike Mason was in the comments was asking about this. This is Brave Belt, and this is BTO before they were BTO.
Oh, that is something right there.
Yeah, that's the first album. The first one's kind of a country album. It's got that kind of folk country feel. This one sounds just like BTO. Really good.
Oh, I could make that BTO go right back to the Beatles. Did you know?
Yeah,
Randy
I'm
Bachman
sure you
did a
could.
George Harrison tribute album or something.
Everything comes around.
Well,
I'll
I can
tell you
tie it
something.
in for you.
I'll tell you something.
Taking
related to
care of
George Harrison
business.
right now.
Which everybody knows.
Yeah, I love that.
That was, and he'll admit it, that was Randy Bachman's attempt at paperback writer.
Oh, really?
Well,
When he played it for Burton Cummings, Cummings says, "You ought to be ashamed of yourself."
Anyway,
It was so blatantly a ripoff of paperback writer that.
yeah.
See, here we go. It comes right back to. But the Guess Who? American Woman. These Eyes. See, I know some songs.
Yeah, that's
I was
guess
listening.
American Woman was written about, within 30 miles of where I used to live in Ontario. It was a jam. They were playing a bar in Kitchener, Ontario. And they had just come off a break and they were on stage, and Bachman had actually broken a string and he was tuning up his guitar. And this riff just started coming out. So they just went with it. And Burton Cummings, he was still having his smoke or his beer or whatever it was. So Bachman waved him up on the stage, and Cummings says, "Well, what are you playing?" He says, "I don't know." He says, "Just sing along." He says, "Well, what do I sing?" He says, "Just make something up." And that was American Woman. That's how it started.
Yeah.
Got quite a groove.
Yeah.
And the other one, Laughing or These Eyes, I think they wrote about 2 miles from where I live.
Yeah, they
On
wrote
the
it on
Dixie
ferry.
Ferry. They were on the boat from Vancouver over to Victoria, or Victoria to Vancouver.
Yep, no,
And they wrote it right on the boat there.
It was written on a ferry.
I was listening to the XM Beatles channel one time, and it was
there we
Danny
go,
Harrison doing a cover of one of George's songs.
Mason's the one at fault here.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And
Just play. I'm just
swear,
teasing you.
he
Go ahead.
sounded like George. He sounded just like Danny Harrison sounds just like George. It's official.
wow.
Yeah. Wow. It looks
Well, we
like.
all sound like our fathers.
I hope I don't.
I used to
Yeah,
answer the
Lenny had
phone
a
at
bit
my
of a
dad's
hit
house
with
and he'd
that
start
thing.
talking to me like I was my dad.
But I just wanted to say that you can get back to your other conversation now.
Lenny Kravitz covered America. You know, Lenny Kravitz on the new Ringo single.
We don't?
That's right.
6
yeah.
degrees of 6 degrees of Ringo.
Of separation.
Beatles.
On that.
Separate.
A lot of people on that. Yeah. So he phoned up Randy Bachman when he did American Woman, and he had to get his permission. And he played him a demo, and Bachman said, "That's really good. Yeah, go with it." So I like his version of American Woman. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I like it. It's good. I like that one too.
Well, there's nothing wrong with letting other people do your songs, because then you get a half of the residuals. What's wrong?
Oh, no kidding. Particularly with that one.
Oh, what's
They played the White House in 1970, the Guess Who. But Richard Nixon wouldn't let them play American Woman because it's an anti-American song, you know. And he wouldn't let them play it. They couldn't play
it fit right in today.
It was their biggest hit. and they couldn't play it.
Goodbye, American woman. Goodbye, American shit.
Well, see, this is what happened. They had just come off a tour of the U.S. and they were just road tired. And they were home in Canada, and they just felt like, the burden had been lifted. And that was what was on Cummings' mind when the words just came out. That was the whole scene. It's amazing how it happens.
Sure is.
I'm just wondering if we get a look at Joe's socks.
Oh, they're just standard white socks,
Oh, they're not Christmas socks or anything.
No, I'm leaving my Bangladesh T-shirt on. I'm tired of putting every time you get put like a nice holiday shirt or sweater or something on, then they come over with football jerseys and stuff. I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing it this time.
Joe, if they start asking to see your underwear, I draw the line.
Yeah, what underwear?
Commando.
Just having fun.
Oh my god!
I know when he went off cam to put on the socks, I thought, well, maybe he's putting on Beatles socks or something.
I know. I thought there was something special coming.
There we are, back on the Beatles.
If Beatle Brad's still here, I don't know. If Beatle Brad is still here, anybody got any ambiance?
Yeah, he's there. He's right there.
Beatle Brad, listen. He was wearing on one of his videos. Here we go. A McCartney 3 Dice shirt with the
where do you get that from?
And I want one of those. I'm doing the Talk More Talk show tomorrow night where we talk about that album, and that would have been perfect, and I couldn't find one fast.
I like Silverbird. Yeah, Silverbird's a great song.
Yeah, I was amazed by that too. Like, where'd you get that shirt from?
Hey, Brad, you think you could overnight me that shirt? Special overnight delivery, so I can wear it on the show tomorrow evening.
Hey, Rachel, great job with the Matthew Street interview.
Matthew Street interviews.
Your interview was good too.
By far, Matthew Street's the best one I've seen yet because he had so much more to offer to the interview that I did. It was basically, hey, I like the Beach Boys.
Oh, that's right. I better get going. I didn't notice the time. Yeah, I have to go. I have to go because they're coming in 15 minutes. I better get ready. All right, everybody. This has been a lot of fun as always. Oh, what's that? I see an 8-track tape, but I can't see what it is.
So Robert P. was mentioning a couple of Guess Who songs, and this is the album. And this is an 8-track Robert sent me.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's nice.
Old-timey. Old-timey goodness.
Sealed.
Robert P., the man of many gifts.
Yeah.
He's our own personal Santa Claus.
All right, everyone. See you soon. I got to get ready for the party tonight.
Yeah.
Take care, Joe. Enjoy yourself.
Bye.
Bye for now.
We got about 2
It's
minutes.
right.
Come on, everyone.
Yeah, you did great in your interview, Beetle Boy. You were fun to interview.
I can't compare to Matthew frickin' Street. I mean, did you see that? How much he had
Everybody
to offer?
brings their own story. Matthew Street's story is not your story. You have your own story. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Everybody has their little story to tell.
Stephen Schnee attacking Beetle Boy 909. What is going on? Hello, Mike Ainsley. Hello.
Hello.
Young Mike. Look at that youngster.
Wow.
Rock and roll. Good to see young people enjoying music.
As long as they enjoy the Beatles.
Yeah. Well, Stephen, if it is what it is, it is what it is. I don't know what I could have done to anger you, but
this is where the drama starts.
Wow. Beetle Boy is at the
drama.
Center
We don't need no stinking drama.
No, I don't know. I don't want no drama around here. No. And besides, it's like 10 minutes to the debut of the Stephen Matt show. So,
well, you heard it from Stephen. Apparently I will not be attending that.
Whoa.
Now hold on. Let's see what Stephen says. There's your answer right there, Beetle Boy.
Stevens. I'm waiting for them to come out with a Screaming Jay Hawkins box set.
Oh, I will admit it, Stephen.
but just not today.
Because I watched the whole interview today on my smart TV, and I gotta say, Matthew Streets is probably, if not the best, the second best one that Rachel's done yet. Just being
Second.
straight, I'm just being honest with you. I'm being truly honest. Rachel, you and Matt did a fantastic job.
Well, thank you very much. But I had just as much fun interviewing you. That'd be true.
Second best. How dare you?
See, Stephen, remember I interviewed Stephen, and maybe his was the best
Yeah.
ever.
Or maybe Richard Dolan.
What, Paul? I don't know. What was I saying, Mark? Oh, yeah. Mike, I was saying I'm waiting for the Screaming Jay Hawkins box set to come out.
I guess you can say that my interview was at least in the top 5.
Yes. Very way up there.
There you go. Until she does me, of course.
Yeah, I've got Doc. I want to interview Doc. Doc was saying, "Oh, I have nothing."
Yeah,
we all bring our unique thing.
Yeah,
Doc,
you
you'd be a
need to-
great interview.
We had a little practice at the beginning.
You need to
And you know who else I'd
and
love to interview? Well, how do I get air angle? There he is. That Paul kid. Get Paul interviewed.
What I do?
Paul will be a good.
No, I want to interview you at some point. You know, we got a whole new 2021 coming up.
I'll give you my
Maybe if
agent's
you like
phone
it,
number.
you know, everybody's take a different take on it, but I enjoy doing the interviews. They're a lot of fun.
You know what I think will be the interview of the century, Rachel?
Invisible Ray, me in bed, side by side.
Thank you, Brad.
Oh,
Very-
well, I was going to say the Beetle Brad interview whenever that comes.
Yes, I do want to know why. Because
Now
they
I
have-
want to know too.
Yeah, they have been colorized. Tell us, Mike. Because Warner Brothers doesn't own the. No, they ought to because they own everything that Ted Turner did.
Maybe the first season was done in black and white.
It was, but Ted Turner colorized it.
No, don't do that, Ted.
Ted already did it. So they are in color somewhere.
Dang it.
So
I
I
don't like
wanna
that
know-
colorized stuff, though.
I'm a purist. I like the original stuff.
It's like putting a mustache on the Mona Lisa, isn't it? I don't go for that stuff.
Yes.
Well, yeah, and
Yes,
there's some,
yes,
there's
Abu Muhammad, we
you
are.
know, there's certain things that you don't mess with. For example, you don't colorize the original 59 to 64 Twilight Zone. You just don't do it.
Sure you
Well, I've
do.
seen the Three Stooges colorized, and I think,
There you go.
yes, like, give me a break.
Mhm.
That's crazy. Leave it alone.
Yeah. I agree with Paul.
I have the colorized.
Well, of
one.
course of course you've seen the Three Stooges
I've got Bewitched
colorized. They
color.
made a whole damn movie.
No, you want everything just as
No,
it
the
was.
original. The original.
Yeah, I'm a hardcore that way.
Okay.
I like it just as it originally was.
Me TV airs season 1 in color. Do they really? No kidding. Well, that's kind of a
On my
surprise.
chat.
Oh, look at what Beetle
What
Brad
chat is
says
Beetle
about
Brad?
Beetle Boy 909.
There you go.
What
You did a
chat?
great job on your chat. It was very good.
Beetle
See?
Brad, unless you're talking about mine and Rachel's interview, I have no idea what chat you're talking about.
That's the one. That's what he's talking
How about
about.
your interview?
You said it went
Oh.
well.
You did
Well, thank you,
fine.
Beetle Brad.
Yes.
Yeah, I enjoyed it very much, Beetle Boy.
But,
Yeah. Oh,
I want to get ready for the Mike and Steve show. So I want to get something to eat. And because they're coming on at 6:00 and it's 8 minutes to now.
There you
Yeah.
go.
I would like to end this right now and say thank you to everyone who showed up and all my people in the gallery over there too. And see you all next week with a brand new show. And take
take
care.
care, everyone, and I'll be tuning
Thank you,
in
Doc.
to Steve and Matt's show.
Bye now.
Harry
Thanks,
Take
Doc.
care.
Merry Christmas.